Let's look at Macho Man.
Right.
Rest his soul.
Right.
Macho Man, how many like world championships that he got? The most I see Macho Man do is Intercontinental. But I look at stuff as like, yo, Macho Man was damn near everywhere. From Slim Jim to like everywhere else and stuff, to TV shows and everything.
Yeah.
Like, was the hype real for Macho Man? Consider the fact he wasn't like world champion, like even like compared to like Hogan or Ultimate Warrior type of level. What I want to say, Ultimate Warrior dabbled between something like a world champion, intercontinental champion and stuff often. Hogan stayed with the belt.
He stayed with the belt.
For the longest.
Yeah.
So I look at stuff as like Macho Man who didn't, was his hype real? Because a lot of people will still do the, oh yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage.
The Podical podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Watch your average Joseph. Marvelous. It's ridiculously funny.
How you doing, everybody? I'm Marvelous.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. So let's start the show. Like, comment, subscribe, all the above.
All of that.
Search for us, podicalsons.com, at Podical Sons on all social medias. And you can find us on the streaming platforms, Podical Sons Podcast. None like this, none other. Let's start the show. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, my brother. How you feeling?
Surviving and smiling is the name of the game.
That's what's up.
Trying not to join the miserable folk.
That's what's up.
Yes. Let me ask you this before we jump into some other stuff. I know you're not a UFC person.
Right.
But when it comes to like what you know of Izzy.
Yeah.
Is Israel Adesanya. Do you believe that the hype is real or do you believe the hype is fake? Because I want to say there's been fighters better than him. I want to say keep it a buck. I want to say champion remaining.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva will be GOAT to me.
Okay.
Anderson Silva stuff would be GOAT. And then I would put GSP.
I was about to ask you where you rank GSP.
GSP is in there, but I want to say like for a heavier weight.
Right.
Yeah. Because I look at stuff as where GSP, I don't recall him fluctuating too much between the weight classes.
Okay.
Compared to like someone like Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva, John Jones, and yeah, Izzy. Do you believe the hype is real and stuff for Izzy?
Just, watching the fight yesterday and just from all the hype that I heard from him, I really think it would have really been close. And I really think that he did make a technical mistake. Mind you, those punches that he got before he went to the chokehold led to that technical mistake. But just watching it, it seemed like a sound fight. His plan was to stay up, and he did that for the most part. And when Duplessis did get him on the ground, he managed to defend well and get back up. And so just from like seeing that sort of stuff, and then just the nickname, I was like, okay. I thought if it went the distance that he would have had a chance of winning.
Mm.
Yeah. So I think the hype is real.
Because like I look at it stuff as like if we look at a certain type of sports,
right?
I feel like certain people have this hype, and some of them fall short of the hype.
Yeah.
Right. Like I look at it stuff as where let's look at Macho Man.
Right.
Rest his soul.
Right.
Macho Man, how many champion like world championships that he got? The most I see Macho Man do is intercontinental. But I look at stuff as like, yo, Macho Man was damn near everywhere. From Slim Jim to like everywhere else and stuff, to TV shows and everything.
Yeah.
Like, was the hype real for Macho Man? Consider the fact he wasn't like world champion, like even like compared to like Hogan or Ultimate Warrior type of level. What I want to say, Ultimate Warrior dabbled between something like a world champion, intercontinental champion and stuff often. Hogan stayed with the belt.
He stayed with the belt.
For the longest.
Yeah.
So I look at stuff as like Macho Man who didn't, was his hype real? Because a lot of people will still do the, oh yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage, because the hype was there.
The hype was there.
But
yeah.
wait, was it real? I don't think it was real.
And maybe wrestling's not the greatest example, because we know with wrestling there's a lot of scripting involved.
Okay.
So in a situation like
But
that,
you guys, go ahead. But I feel like you guys just feel like, not just you in general, but a lot of people and stuff feel like most of these things is like, it's already, like even like the whistleblower thing, whatever, right? Like it's rigged for this team to win.
right?
So I feel like a lot of sports are like that. So it's scripted,
No,
basically.
yeah. A lot of sports are like that, but wrestling in general, you know, it's like a script. Like they practice everything ahead of time before they actually go to the ring and perform, right? But you raise a good point, because usually within wrestling, when somebody reaches like that level of popularity, they usually do take on that mantra of championship title, right? It's like you really see it happen to that. But you're right when you pointed out with the Randy Macho Man Savage, Intercontinental most of the times. Did he ever win a championship? Was he ever like the champion?
I probably have to look. I don't know. We can look that up, whatever. But I look at it, stuff is where I don't recall him getting ranked that high. Because even I looked at like when like it comes to Izzy,
right?
I want to say Izzy took like basically a full year off,
right,
from fighting.
Yeah.
How the fuck does Izzy get like a shot at the title?
The title shot.
Like if I'm somebody else, be like, bitch, I've been fighting, getting choked out, getting all this, whatever. You've been popping bottles, fucking chicks.
Because if you take a year off of tennis, you drop down in the rankings.
All right.
Yeah, for sure. And then you got to work your way back up to get to that point. I was gonna ask you, when I think of what you said, boxing and that Prince Nassim guy.
Mm-hmm.
You come in all flashy and this, that, and that. Like there was a lot of hype around him, but how many championships did he really win?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people and stuff, isn't really worth the hype.
Right.
Right. But then again, they help bring.
I was about to say, sells the sport. Yeah.
So I mean, it's a hustle and stuff for that. But I just look at it stuff as where, and I'm not doubting like the last Stylebender's like fighting capability. Like he's good.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. But I look at it stuff as where I think, let's say for Duplessis being the champion.
Yeah.
And Israel not being a challenger.
Right.
It was kind of like the more hype is more on Izzy.
Right.
And even after the match, they're like, well, what is he gonna do? Fuck all that. The champion, who is he gonna fight?
Yeah.
Who's next to fight the champ?
Yeah.
Right? Well, then like Sean Strickland and stuff, he said his piece and stuff, and he's like, all right, Dutchman. And like, oh, this is war, Dutchman. That's what he tweeted after the fight, right? So I was like, yeah, I feel like a lot of people, like, I guess because they make a good amount of noise and attraction, they will get, like I want to say, they get more respect over the thing. It's kind of like the A students work for the B students while the C students run the world.
Right.
Not saying Izzy is a C fighter.
Yeah.
But I look at stuff as like, I have the belt.
Right, yeah.
Look at me. And then they were talking, like, I want to say, like, they were talking about, like, oh, how he's in the ring way after people are leaving and everything.
Yeah.
Yes, he's enjoying his win.
Yeah.
He retained his title.
Yeah.
Everybody didn't really expect him to win.
No.
Let the man relish in his victory.
Of course.
They look like, all right, pack this shit up, man. Go the fuck home and stuff.
But that's interesting for him, because when you were mentioning to me that he's coming back after a year break, that's the first thing I thought was like, because right away it came to me like, okay, I seen Duplessis in like, I don't know if it was the last UFC fight.
January, February?
Was that the last UFC fight?
The one in
before
Toronto.
Right.
Yeah.
I said, I seen him, so I know, okay, he's active, he's ranked. I don't know who's 2 or 3 underneath him, but I would expect 2 or 3 would be fighting it out to see who fights him for the championship.
I mean, that's how it works in Afro Samurai. If I got the number 1 headband, number 2 or 3 can possibly come up.
Right.
Not somebody who's been chilling in the cut like a Band-Aid.
An old Shaolin master.
Yeah. All right, man. All right. Just wanted to get that off my chest. Let's get to these polls, man.
All right, let's do this.
First poll. Do you prefer soft language at work? And 67% said no. Talk about it.
Really? 67% said no.
67% said no. Me,
because I was on the no side from the last conversation.
we were on the no side and stuff in the conversation and stuff,
Right.
but I looked at it as where I don't expect everybody to be like me.
Right.
Because let me say this. I'm an adult, and I feel that like if I have a boss and the boss is to say something like, fuck that, or oh shit, or we fucked up.
Yeah.
I want to be like, boss, language. Should I call HR? No.
No.
Like, to me, I feel like you're more human like that.
Yeah.
But if you're like, you're gonna have to give me a moment. I wouldn't respect it.
Right.
So I'm not for the soft language and stuff at work.
Yeah.
But I look at it stuff as where, again, some people and stuff is like, oh my gosh, you won't believe my manager said this, or my manager swore and all this type of stuff. I'm like, I think those people expect soft language.
Yeah.
Maybe because this person isn't like above them. So they expect probably better. But I look at it stuff as like, I need to make sure you're a person, a human being,
yes,
a regular functioning person in society and stuff.
You
whatever.
have emotions, you have feelings.
It's okay to say like, some words and stuff. You're an adult.
Yeah.
Like if you say a few colorful words, like, okay. If you say too many, then I might be like, it might be a possible problem.
And you know what? But in a heated moment, I expect certain things. Like I remember, shout out to Mr. Bartha, my grade 7 gym teacher, right? He taught gym. I think he taught English class when we were in like middle school. One day we were outside and we were playing, and he was, I think it was football, but he was playing with us, and he either twisted or sprained his ankle. But you know when that shit happens to you, the pain is so intense, right? Bro, the amount of F-bombs that came out of that man's mouth at recess time. But again, it's in the heat of the moment, right? And you're human. Like I'm pretty sure the pain blanked out all the little kids that was around him.
I just imagine all the kids. Oh,
well, yeah, because
you said a bad
right,
word.
because obviously in a regular setting, he's never gonna say that sort of thing, right? But then you got to think the man's still human. He's still a human being.
That part, I agree. A lot of people say they're not for soft languages. So if you're listening and you are a manager or you are a supervisor, you are a boss, don't forget to let those F-bombs fly.
Let them fly, man. Let them
fly high.
It's like we were saying last week, as long as we're not being disrespectful in the workplace, let people be.
Facts. Okay. Next question was, now it's the opposite. Damn, that's so funny. Do you prefer the use of soft language at work?
Right.
67% said no.
Right.
And then would you fight over a partner? 67% said yes. Talk about it. Would you fight over your partner?
It's got to be a situation. If it's a situation that my partner put themselves in willingly, I'm not fighting over it.
What do you mean by that?
Like, for instance, if my partner was being flirtatious,
okay,
and another person picked up on that flirtatious vibe and acted upon it, I'm not fighting that person because my partner pretty much invited that with her actions.
True.
Now, if it was something that, you're coming at my partner sideways and nothing like that is warranted, I'm going to step up to my partner's defense.
I think that's what it is. Because I look at it as where you should always try to step to your partner step up for your partner, because I look at it stuff as where me being a man and I only date women, I don't think she like would respect you for not coming to her aid.
Yeah.
Like I look at stuff like, even if it's a verbal thing or physical thing, I think she, and I don't want to speak for all women and stuff, I don't want to generalize ladies, but I look at it stuff as like, I don't think they might respect you or look at you the same way. Like I look at it stuff as where there's one thing she's like, yeah, let's just walk away from this thing together.
Right.
I feel like definitely she'll respect you and stuff like that, whatever, right? But I look at it stuff as somebody's like, well, fuck you then, bitch. And then like,
Yeah.
and all this type of stuff. And like, I don't need this. And then you like, what's going on? You weren't present when it popped off, but
Right.
you got there
Yeah.
during the storm.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, let's be out. And she's like, yeah, let's just walk away from this and everything like that. And then say the guy or the person be like, that's right. Take your woman, your dusty ass woman on and everything like that, whatever, right?
Right.
You gotta defend that.
No. You gotta defend that.
You gotta defend that.
Yeah.
Because if I was a woman and stuff, it would look like, I saw a video. If I was a woman, I have a problem with it. I saw a video where a man was fighting another man and his woman was right there.
Right.
And he was getting his ass whooped. And his woman was like, I'm throwing all your shit out. I don't date pussies. I have one.
Right.
Right?
Ouch.
That's what she said.
This man got whipped for nothing.
So he got his ass whooped.
Got his
And
ass
he's
whooped.
getting kicked out of his own house. So I was like, we're going to pray for you, my guy. So I look at it as well. I don't know how it transpired, because with the video I saw or the clip I saw, part of it, it doesn't tell you how it started.
Right.
But she was there present when he was getting like mollywops and stuff. He got like a few knockouts and stuff, but he got like, dude hit him with like 3 or 4 haymakers. He dropped, rolled around the ground, looked confused and shit. And then she's just yelling at him and stuff with her. At the same time, he's dazed and confused.
Yeah.
And he's about to get dumped at the same time. Trauma. That man needs some kind of therapy now.
Needs some kind of therapy.
But I look at it as like, you at least have to attempt.
It also brought, when you mentioned it, also brought me back to a clip that I seen. It was actually sometime last week where dude, and this was a camera on the inside of the store, where dude walked up and it was 2 guys talking, right? And you couldn't hear the conversation, but he looked like he was getting ready to fight either one of those dudes, right? And then both dudes backed up, like they didn't want any of it, right? But then one dude came back and had his firearm and started shooting at dude, right?
So shooting at which dude?
The same dude that came into the store to fight the 2 dudes, right? So now they're giving you the background story, right? Because you see his car parked outside and Shorty's in the car, right? Apparently, Shorty went in the store prior, I don't know, to get whatever she needed to get. And the 2 dudes were hitting on her, right? To the point where it kind of got disrespectful. So when she went back now, she told her man inside the car, and it was that same him now defending it is what led to everything else. So obviously the dude who posted it, I call him a bitter soul, because he's got relationship woes. And it seems to me that he's always on the blaming side. I'll tell you after. It seems to me, it seems to me he's always on the blaming side. So he's like, yo, the girl's a termite. Man got beat up over a termite. I'm like, bro, you don't even know the conversation that happened in the car. For all we know, he could have been like, yo, what happened? She told him the story, and she could have been like, you know what? Forget about it. Don't worry about it. Let's keep it moving. And he himself
and he wants to
took
get
it
rowdy
upon himself and left the car and went to go say, hey, what up, partner? And that's when everything took place.
Do you think your wife will respect you more if you got your ass whooped for her? Or are you not defending her?
I'll ask for her.
She'll respect you more for that.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah,
try.
she gonna be home. She gonna nurse the wounds. Sit a hot bath. Make some tea.
Women forgive, they don't forget.
Yeah. They forgive, they don't forget.
So I was gonna say, like, the landscape might be a little different, but
Right.
if you're secure that you're gonna get your wounds licked and wrapped and everything like that and kissed a few boo-boos,
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah. I feel like more women will respect the fact. But I look at it stuff as where I think there's something honorable for a walkaway moment, because I feel like most of the people who have the walkaway moments, they've obsessed certain situations and stuff like that, right? Like I look at it stuff as where I seen a skit, it's a comedy skit and stuff, whatever, right? The dude, let's say the girl, she's walking and stuff, whatever. Dude tag her on the ass, like, pow.
Yeah.
What's up with that fat ass and stuff like that? She's like, I'm gonna go get my man.
You're right.
So the man come back, whatever. He's like, yo, which one? And it was like 6 of dudes there. Yo, which one?
Yeah.
Him? And then all 6 like, what up? You dolo. I'd have been like, yo, wait till I get my boys.
Yeah.
I'm like, how many of them? 6? Say less. I'm about to go get 5 of them.
Yeah.
We about to roll up on them and stuff like that, whatever. You don't need to be there.
Yeah.
Because if I roll up and stuff, whatever, and like shit goes south, you don't need to be there.
You don't need to be there.
But if I get the victory and stuff, whatever, you'll hear about this damn W.
And I must still roll up and I still look for Dude Dolo. But if the boys want, I got my boys just in case.
Yeah, I think there's a level of just taking the time and respect the partner. Like I spoke to a few women and stuff that said like, yeah, they're gonna fight for theirs.
Yeah.
Because one woman said and stuff, whatever, like, and I like how she said it. She's like, a good man is hard to find like a remote. And she's like, if I find this guy and I know for a fact he doesn't go out his way and all the above, and some woman wants to violate and stuff, whatever, she's like, I'm gonna snatch the chick's weave.
Mm.
I'm like, what if it's her? Because she has a receipt for it. It's still her. It doesn't have to be the weave. But she's like, no, nevertheless, she's like, she would fight for hers.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And I was like, I can respect that.
Yeah.
Because I look at stuff as like, at least you're making the attempt. And then, yeah, we can go home, close doors, and lick the wounds and stuff like that together if there's wounds.
Right.
So, yeah.
Even going back to what we started off talking about the UFC stuff. I remember watching one particular fight where dude got mollywopped. Then, after everything was said and done, it was his girl who came and picked him up. She he had his head down. He looked and she like, nah, you fought a good fight.
Oh, in the ring? Like after?
Yeah, after. She nah, you fought a good fight. Keep your head up. You did good. You're not going to win every battle, but you were in there. You know what I mean?
That's Adrian.
Adrian!
Adrian! Yeah. All right. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
In the polls. All right. I want to start with a judge in Detroit.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard of this story.
Refresh my mind just in case.
There's a judge, his name is Kenneth King.
Okay.
There was a field trip going on with some kids.
Yeah.
And one of the students and stuff, they're visiting the courtroom on the field trip, and one of the students start falling asleep in the courtroom.
Okay.
Judge now turns and stuff and says, calls the young lady up, like, you can't be falling asleep and stuff in my courtroom and everything like that.
Right.
Has the girl sent back, put on, I guess, like, I want to say prison garb, or like, the like Department of Corrections uniforms.
Right.
And I think he let her sit in the jail cell and stuff for like a little day.
Okay.
To teach her a lesson about falling asleep.
Right. That's a harsh lesson.
Let me say this. When he did it,
yeah.
And I want to say even after the event, he'll still stand on it.
Right.
Right? For a field trip. When it came out, now the young lady was 15 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was the root cause, but what they were saying and stuff from my most news outlets and stuff is that the young lady was homeless is homeless.
Okay.
And part of the reason why is her and her mother living in the car.
Right.
So if she's comfortable somewhere enough, she might just fall asleep.
Right.
And then he, with his disciplinary action, did what he did to the young lady and stuff, whatever. After all the information came out and stuff, whatever, he looks like an ultimate asshole.
Right.
But he doubled down on what he did. He's like, yeah, I stand by it and stuff, whatever. Like, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Like, time and place for everything and stuff. If he's basically saying, like, get you a cup of coffee if you know you might be feeling that kind of comfortable, lazy, or tired.
Right.
To keep you awake for his courtroom.
Right.
Do you think that he could get back his dignity? Because a lawsuit is actually issued from the mother.
Oh, really?
Against him and stuff like that. And a lot of people are like kind of like running him through social media and like dragging him through and everything because the news outlets are looking at stuff as well. Like, this judge is kind of wild and abusive power.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll ever gain back his dignity by doing something like that?
Yeah, no. I think with the story coming out, you're gonna extend the sympathy to the 15-year-old. If it was an adult that he did that with, I could probably see, the story being a lot different. But I think it's like what happened to like first warnings type of deal.
A warning was issued.
A warning was issued.
Because like before she got called to the bench and everything like that, she was kind of like in the side, sitting down, observing, and then she was boom, boom.
Yeah.
The bucking, I call it the bucking bull.
Yeah, of course.
So she's doing a bucking bull till she fell asleep.
Right.
Now the party begins.
Yeah. I mean, even then, I think, as a judge, I would have probably just asked her to just leave the courtroom.
That's what I said.
I would have just asked her to
So
leave
that's
the
what I
courtroom.
said. I'd have called out like, young lady, whoever the hell.
Yeah.
Or I'd probably like, bailiff, can you tap the young lady over there sleeping? Be like, hi, excuse me, miss. This is not Slumberland. You can sleep out in the hall.
Yeah.
The end. Right? I think with his actions and I want to say his energy, I don't want to say his bravado, but I want to say more his energy he's giving himself like on why he did what he did.
Right.
I don't think he'll be able to get his dignity back because most judges are elected officials, right?
Yeah.
I don't see him probably getting another term and stuff after this current term and stuff is over because I look at it as like, it's not like I'm against him being, I want to say strict on the kids.
Yeah.
But I look at it stuff as where it was a field trip.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like she was actually convicted of anything.
Right.
Or it was her actually on trial or whatever, right? I look at it stuff as like, you have a point to prove, but kids are kind of got to be kids.
Yeah.
And I'm not making excuses for kids.
No, but you said the first thing you said is a field trip. Half of them kids didn't even want to be there.
It was an excuse to get the fuck out of school. And not do work.
Whatever happened to that lady judge who was, I don't know, it was like somewhere in the States where the kids were having a party and then like the black kids showed up uninvited. And then she was going all off and they were saying how she abused her power.
No,
saying how, she could, she started throwing around, do you know who I am? I'm judge this, that, and the third.
Anybody says that line's a dick.
Yeah, and how I can have you this, that, and the third. And it was like, yeah, it's just, the kids, they were just crashing the party. And they weren't even being disrespectful or rowdy, but just the way how she was carrying on. I think she even mentioned about someone like having somebody shot, something like that. Like it got ridiculous. It got really.
When was this?
This was like maybe a month or so ago.
Really?
Yeah, it got really ridiculous. They had just like they were filming it and everything. So I'm trying to figure out like what happened to her because not often, but every now and then we do see when these judges like just a total abuse of power.
I was going to ask you and stuff, whatever. Like, how, like, do you think too many judges might be abusing their power? Because I look at it as if that be the case, like, you have, I guess, the honorable whoever the hell might be, or judge whoever.
Right.
You're thinking the stuff that these people might be coming from, like, the best stance would be an unbiased, hopefully is unbiased.
Hopefully, yeah.
Because it's supposed to be the evidence and whatever's presented in the courtroom.
Right.
To sway the judge to make these decisions, right?
Right.
Like I look at it stuff as where, like when I ever look at Judge Judy, right? And when I see Judge Judy and see how they kind of come at Judge Judy and stuff, whatever, sometimes, I get why she'll get rowdy and say some shit. But then there's other times and stuff where they're like, well, that's like, let's say they're having an argument, let's say if they're a plaintiff having an argument with the defendant or vice versa.
Yeah.
Judge Judy's like, hey, this is not a playground. We get that.
Right.
We know that. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a flex for the camera because there's cameras in this courtroom and stuff like that. But I feel like, according to a lot of people and stuff, they said a lot of the judges and stuff like abuse their power. I probably stood in front of a judge maybe a few times, less than 5.
Right.
And I feel like the judges and stuff, like the decision was probably like, to me and other people, way lenient.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to give you guys a tidbit. If you guys are from Ontario and you live in Ontario, I'm going to tell you, if you get a red light camera, take your asses in. Hopefully you work on salary where you could take the day off or afford to take the day off because the ticket will go from $325. As soon as you show up, that bitch is getting cut down to I think like $1. What is it? $1.20 at the time.
Right.
So it might get cut down to $1.50, inflation and all that type of extra shit.
Yeah.
I went in. And when I went in, there was one person in front of me before, like a few people in front of me for the red light camera ticket.
Right.
Tell me if you smell money. Glasses, not shades, glasses. Dolce Gabbana.
Okay.
Moose knuckle jacket.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
True Religion joggers.
Right.
And Yeezys on.
Okay.
And the judge said, how long would you need to pay the $90 ticket? Because it got cut down to $90.
Yeah.
How long would you need to pay the $90 ticket? The man looked up. Now, I want to say, I don't know how it works in Ontario courts. Is that like, I don't think they're court stenographers, but let's say they're like assistants to the judge because they'll read out like, the defendant is Marvin and blah, 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 and all this type of stuff. Whatever. Yeah. So these two
court
women...
reporter? Are they the court reporter?
Probably court...
Because you have the court reporter and then you have the stenographer.
Right. The court reporters, there was 2. They both looked at the dude. They're like... They looked at each other. They whispered, I'm watching it because I'm looking like, this man reeks of money.
Yeah.
She said, how long would it take you to pay like a $90 ticket?
Right.
Your Honor, I'm a student. I'm going to need a year. A year? Heifer, sell your coat. Sell something. Sell something on Craigslist, Uncle Gigi.
Yeah.
You'll have that money to pay this bitch off in like 2 days.
Right away.
That judge was lenient.
Okay.
So I look at stuff like most of the judges that I appear in front of having to be lenient or they might like me. I don't know. But like they seem kind of decent.
Yeah.
I hear about things like this, whatever. Like I didn't hear about the lady like for the last month.
Right.
But I look at it stuff as where, the 1-2 times and stuff that the judges might flex over power and everything like that. Aren't they elected officials? Can't you elect their asses out if they abuse their power like that?
I think if enough complaints is warranted against that particular judge, then there might be a move to remove that judge from the bench or whatever you remove them from. But I've been in situations where and I mean it's been less than 5 times that I stood in front of a judge, but I've been in situations where the lawyer said, "Yeah, I like that judge. That judge is a good judge."
I've heard that,
and I've been in situations where. That judge is an asshole. It's gonna be a hard thing. So then right away, that certain judges will just be like by the book judges, and then you'll have certain judges that they'll throw in whatever their mind tells them to. Yeah, they'll throw the book.
They'll throw the book. They'll throw the whole fucking bookstore at you.
Yeah. So like there are judges who do step across the line and take take it upon themselves to enact their own judgment when no, you gotta weigh the evidence and you gotta let the evidence speak to yourself and make decisions. That's why I always, I always wonder in certain cases, like depending on the case, do you want to be judged by the judge or do you want to be judged by 12 of your peers?
12 of my peers.
Right, because you feel like, out of the maybe even if half the peers can sympathize with you and see themselves or see you within themselves,
yeah,
it might sway their decision a little bit different.
You ever seen that movie 12 Angry Jurors, or is it? Or 12?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like in the beginning, everybody was like, let's say 11 out of them,
right?
Out of the 12. Well, like they just want to get the fuck up out of here and just give the guy a guilty thing, because I think like it was something where I think the case was the guy murdered some man or something like that, whatever, and he was at the scene and he got caught with it. They're like, yeah, it's an open shut case and stuff, and people are like, I don't want to do jury duty,
right,
and like stay here for so damn long when it's already open and shut. Let's get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah.
But they all 12 have to come to
the decision,
right, including the foreman. And I think one person, the movie I saw was I think it was Jack Lemmon, older actor.
Right.
And Jack Lemmon was the only one that's like, no, it don't make sense to me.
Right.
And they were like, oh my gosh, guy. So one guy's like, I got Dodgers tickets. And he's like, in so many words, he's like, yeah, who cares about your Dodgers tickets? Like somebody's life
is on the line. Yeah, of course. Right.
As they went on, they started looking at the evidence again, and bit by bit and stuff for there. He started swaying half the room. Same dude with the Dodgers tickets and stuff is getting heated. Then eventually he just said yes to go with them and stuff like that. But they're like, yo, that's not acceptable. We need you because somebody's life is in the balance and stuff.
Right, yeah.
Stuff for there. And then he actually looked at it and they're like, yo, not guilty. And it was to everybody else, like, they were like, this is open and shut. But then they were like, why? And then when they gave the reasons and stuff, whatever, it was kind of like, the rest of the courtroom was like, oh shit. And the guy, he thought like, he's like, fuck, I'm framed. I'm going to go down for this. And I didn't do anything.
Right.
And then when he heard, we the jury find him not guilty, I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Because people's lives are in balance.
People's lives are in balance.
Right? So I get it. I get it. Speaking of courtrooms, do you dabble into the YSL trial every now and then?
Every now and then it pops up in the feeds.
Did you hear about the Woody guy?
Who they're not saying he perjured himself.
And he snitched on Thug.
Right.
Do you think he's safe? Because I want to say 6ix9ine, we seen statements.
Right.
Some people, I think he had a few moments where it was on camera, court TV and everything like that. Right? This YSL shit is definitely on court TV.
Oh, yeah.
And I look at it and stuff as where 6ix9ine, I think, he stays with bodyguards, but I want to say, for him to get beat up in the gym, I think he went to a gym.
Yeah, I remember
and he got
that.
beat up in the washroom and stuff like that. Whatever.
I remember that.
For him to get beat up and stuff in the gym, that's a blessing from what I heard people wanted to do to the man. They wanted to end his life.
Right, yeah.
I haven't heard anybody saying they're going to end YSL Woody.
Yeah.
But, I mean, streets are streets.
Streets are streets. And I guess it's going to be how the perspective that you look at it, right? Because people are now saying, well, and it's always an afterthought, right? You don't know how true it is, but everybody's saying, oh, no, he planned this from the beginning.
Who? Woody?
Woody.
Okay.
Saying he implicated Young Thug, right? To get off his charges during his trial, right? Now that everything is all said and done, he's now saying that he lied and Young Thug didn't have nothing to do with it, knowing that the whole double jeopardy thing, they can't retry him.
Right. Because I seen one video clip and stuff, whatever, where I think he mentioned something about, he was talking, he's like, Your Honor, I can't be held against this and stuff, but this can't be held against me. He's like, no. Look, man, him and I, we went to go shoot up Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop. I was like,
Right.
You can say that.
That's what I'm saying, right? So if people are following that perspective, they're looking at him as a genius, right? But you still have those who are saying, nah, homie snitched, and that's that. We're gonna exact justice. But just, it goes back to, what happened with my youth there, who fuck you mean?
Gunner.
I like, he was like, yo, he snitched. He back out on the road. People were threatening him, but now he's,
for some reason, I feel like people thought he snitched.
Right.
Because he was the first to touch road.
Right.
And I don't think he snitched, because even like, I think sometime.
Because they were saying Young Thug's sister came out and said, nah. They were saying Young Thug's sister came out and said, nah, he didn't snitch.
Yeah. She said that and stuff, whatever, too. And then I think some interview, a little bit after, he's like, contrary to everybody else believe, I'm still an artist on the YSL.
Right.
He's like, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. And I want to say some other people who got released from the time of like this whole situation and stuff, they can't confirm that he snitched.
Right.
Like another the other co-founder of YSL.
Yeah.
He's not even like saying like it. His words is towards Woody.
Right.
He's like, man, you want to put everything on Thug and everything like that. He's like, man, you a different kind of rat, whatever, right?
Right.
I ain't say nothing to Gunner. I ain't say nothing about Gunner. So I look at this up as where what people might want to think, but then the people's court is a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
I was with somebody, we were talking about Trey Songz, or no, I did the whole, yep. And they're like, oh, you want to mock a rapist? I was like, he has been convicted.
Yeah.
So
what are we doing here?
People's like the court of public appeal, it still weighs more.
Yeah.
So people see you as a rat. Who's to say what might happen to Woody and stuff and all the above, right?
Right.
Like even the guy and stuff who shot Pop Smoke. I'm like, if people want retaliation and stuff, whatever, like, do you think you're safe? That man, I don't give a damn. Be like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I love my life. I love my life. So I ain't on that. Yo, do you think Woody's a psychopath though? Like I don't. Psycho, not social.
Right.
Like I feel like there's no emotion or remorse to the shit that he says. Like from the video clips that I see and stuff, I was like, this guy's on the trial again. I was like, yo, I'm like, first I thought it was the one same thing,
right?
Just chopped up in parts. I was like, I like this gray suit and this big tie. Like it looks kind of fly on him. And the other times I looked at it like, this ain't it. But I was like, I look at it as where this guy's response it's of a psychopath.
Yeah. Or in their terms, live wire.
Whose terms? Like the hood?
The hood terms, yeah, they call it a live wire.
So you have no like emotions and everything.
Right? No. You about to you get it done. Like what's his name in The Wire? They say, yo, throw all the bodies on me.
Oh, Weebay.
Live wire.
Yeah, live wires need counseling. Live wires need a lot of therapy and stuff. Like, it's just so wild because, like I was looking at this guy. I was like, yo, this guy's he's deranged. Like he's not flinching. He's just like, Your Honor, yeah, he did it. Yeah, he told me, and he's like, fuck, sorry, I'm not supposed to curse here.
Right.
I apologize.
Right.
I was like, something's not right with that individual and stuff, whatever, right? But I remember I heard somewhere. There's actually shout out to WebMD.
WebMD.
I like to put my blame on you guys. Just in case the people come for me, I'm sending it right back to WebMD, whatever. But the difference, I think, majority of the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath and stuff is like more a psychopath is kind of like a genetic kind of thing.
Okay.
And it's so weird. Like, I don't want to bring it back to racism and trauma and all that type of stuff, but I look at it stuff as where if you seen your peoples being shorthanded and shafted and stuff, I want to say by the government, the law, and you just gotta, your peoples have to do survival on their own,
Yeah.
that will mold a child a type of way.
Bro.
So then now when this child becomes an adult now, like their view and stuff is like skewed, but everybody wants to look at them and stuff like they have a problem, whatever, right? But I'm looking like, look at the circumstance. So try to understand the individual and stuff, whatever, first, right? Like there's a lot of, I don't want to call like so many people and stuff, but I want to say there's so many people that's like quote unquote like from the streets,
Yeah.
and you look at them and stuff, and you're like, yo, are you good? Mentally, like, are you good? But the amount of shit that they probably done seen in their life, much as like the people who raised them and everything like that, whatever. Like I want to say, and like the show used to come on and stuff. I don't know if it still comes on Vice or Viceland channel and stuff, whatever. But I think it was like The Therapist,
Right.
and it came on, I think, like way back before Prodigy died.
Okay.
Right. So I used to watch it, and T Grizzly,
Yeah.
the rapper,
Yeah.
he was on there, and the therapist dude was talking to him like, yo, why are you like this, whatever, right? And he's
Right.
like, yo, like my father was like that dude and everything from back then, and then when shit happened to him, it's kind of like we all just said, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you remove him out of like a hood situation and you put him in a suburb family or suburban lifestyle and everything, it still will cause the trauma.
Right.
Regardless and everything like that, whatever. So if him being suburbanized, going through something like this, they'll pass so much leniency on a person like that. Like, oh my gosh, and blah, blah, blah. But the first thing I want to throw up and stuff is like, oh, they're from the hood, this is the ghetto shit. This is what they typically do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
this will mold the individual. It'll mold the child to become a different kind of person. T Grizzly, like, he got some charges.
Bro,
He did some things.
When we were growing up, like in our early teens, I knew this one cat on the block, and quiet, humble. You know what I mean? He did his thing, right? He sold his drugs, but he was quiet, humble, one of the nicest dudes that you know,
Mhm.
right? Then one day, it's like all of us went to some party, and he said he's gonna stay back and he's gonna do his thing, right? Yo, when we came back, we found that a whole bunch of set of dudes came in, robbed him, took like a straight coat hanger, straightened it out. It was like and like poked him with a hanger and stuff like that.
Oh God.
And yo, after that, dude just became a menace. He just became a menace. He was like, yo, that strap you have, because back then it was, I'm from the era where
They share guns?
one strap
They share
was
guns?
for like five men.
Because guns are expensive back then.
Right.
Guns are cheaper than Jordans now.
One strap was for 5 men. He's like, yo, let me hold on to that strap. And when they didn't let him hold, he never let it go. He never let it go. And he like,
You put it to work?
And you know, when somebody was like always on edge, he became that person.
Circumstances help mold the individual, right? And I look at it stuff as where I think to ask, I want to say a typical Westerner or North American person,
Yeah.
to be understanding of a person's situation or circumstance is very, very hard. I want to say even for myself and stuff. I stand by. I don't make excuses for an adult,
Right.
but I understand the stuff where certain things might shape you into a thing. It's just that the accountability comes in and stuff is that hopefully you have the foresight before shit goes south to say,
Something's
this is
wrong
on
here.
me. No, but this is on me.
Right.
Right? Because it's kind of like you can do the blame game till no one's around. Then who do you blame when there's no one around?
Yep.
Right? And then
Yeah.
you can be like, yo, I got to do better.
Yeah.
Right? And if some people make peace with the nonsense and stuff or the calamity and stuff, they're like, well, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. they still have to know that, like, just because they don't give a fuck, everybody else might give a fuck.
Yeah.
They're the problem, or they're an anomaly, at least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I look at it stuff as where, look at yourself and stuff and just say, like, no, I need to do better before, adding to everybody else's calamity and chaos and everything and stuff like that, or I'm not right, or cry for help or something.
Right.
Make some kind of noise and stuff, whatever. But like, nah, I'm good. And you sit there and then you just start treating people as target practice. Like even the school shooter shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There was a point where they could have been part of the rescue and stuff, and like, yo, be like, yo, you straight? Or like, say if you're my father and stuff, be like, yo, dad, these bullies at school, they're pissing me off, man. I wish they all die.
Right.
Alert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be like, what do you mean they might die? You know what I'm saying? Have that father-son talk about doing better.
Yeah.
And if they don't have access and stuff to like a father and son conversation, because some people might be lacking fathers or parental figures and stuff like that, whatever.
Right.
Know for a fact that you thinking to cause harm to people that might have probably said a few words to you or probably shoved you around and you want to end their life, you have to know that's not right.
You got to know that's not right. But the problem is like minds seek out like minds. So if you're a live wire, you might be around 2 or 3 other live wires. And they might be putting that battery in your pack.
Shocking. Yeah. On to the next. Can Kamala win?
I think she can. I'm still going. I'm still thinking though Trump is going to win though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think Kamala can win, huh?
I think she can. If Trump's base does, the ones that sit on the fence are not mobilized to go out and vote, she's going to win.
Let me say this. Okay, well, I'll ask you one part first.
Right.
Why do you think Kamala can win? Like, what have you seen that make you say Kamala can win?
I've just seen, how she's projecting herself on the campaign trail.
Mm-hmm.
It's polar opposite to how Biden was looked at.
Yeah, because Biden never had Meg Thee Stallion come out and and perform.
Right. So with that now, people who weren't looking at the Democratic Party before are now looking at her in a way as the savior for the party. So let's rally behind her. I don't think a lot of people were willing to rally behind Joe because now you face that scrutiny when he gets into office and he just falls apart. I think she's a little bit more composed. So I think people are having a safer bet with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where a lot of people who typically voted Democrats were sitting on the fence. I think she's pulled them off the fence.
Why do you think everybody's questioning about, like, I want to say, or let's say this, why do you think she's under so much scrutiny? Like, it's not like she's like somebody just kind of popped up out of nowhere. Like, let's say J.D. Vance.
Right.
He kind of popped up out of nowhere.
Right.
Right. And then now you have the thing about him, quote unquote, dressing in drag while he was in college and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can get the scrutiny under him because he's a new figure.
Right.
Right. But Kamala, well, I think when she was Senator Harris, the scrutiny should have been there.
Yeah.
And then when I want to say,
but let's just say she faced a little scrutiny when she was going, when she got the vice president nod, no?
She did, but that's what I'm saying. Like, shouldn't that be over?
It should be over, but
what's the but?
But if I'm a Republican, I'm bringing back old wounds because it works for me, right? I was like, I gotta make sure that her problems is front and center, even though it's been discussed already. I'm rehashing it.
But what if she was okay? What if you were the Republican,
the
Democrat,
right?
What if you're a Democrat and stuff, whatever, and then you start feeling iffy on Biden,
right?
Right? Because remember Biden, and then you have Kamala Harris as VP,
right?
And you're like, I don't know if I might be voting for Biden and stuff around this time and everything like that, right?
Right.
And Biden and Kamala is one.
Yeah.
At the time.
Right.
Now you're saying no to the Biden thing, but now Kamala's running and stuff, whatever, like, you're back on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like, why would you have an issue and stuff to even think Republican and stuff before?
I think what it is that with the and I think we briefly mentioned with the whole
Sleepy Joe?
Yeah, it's the picture on the mound, right? It's the same playbook. So if you really believe in the playbook, as long as you feel that the pitcher's competent, I think you're just gonna stick with the party lines. I think it becomes weary now when it's like,
I like that.
I don't know if he can execute what's in the playbook.
Because the playbook is already saying fastball, curveball,
right,
and like floater.
Right.
So no matter who the pitcher is and stuff, whatever, this is what's supposed to go by the playbook.
Right.
Compared to somebody and stuff with no fucking playbook, they just want to just go off the script and do whatever they want. Whatever.
Yeah. And you might be looking at Camilla and say, oh, she can throw a nice screwball. She can throw a nice fastball. When Biden was like, nah, that every batter's going to hit the ball out of the park.
You need to get that lady's name right. Kamala.
Kamala.
Because I was about to say, like, I seen a whole war with like, I think a black, I forget what it was. It was on CNN and stuff.
Oh, with,
they had it out with the woman, like, didn't she run the senator?
Yeah.
She didn't want to say her name properly and stuff.
Eric
Dyson.
Eric Dyson.
And then it was like, she's like, that's the problem. You're not saying her name properly, so you need to put some respect on her.
Right.
Names mean a lot.
Kamala.
Okay.
The Ugandan giant.
Whoa. Wrestler?
That's the first thing that comes to my mind when I hear that name.
Men over women. Typical sexist you are, Smooth. Typical sexist. Okay, my last thing is stuff on the Kamala thing. We can move and stuff, whatever. You being a Canadian, does her win affect your world?
No.
You don't think so?
No, it doesn't affect my world. Personally. I don't know what it's gonna do for Canada.
Yeah.
On a whole. But me personally, I think I've now taken the stance, and even with our Canadian politics, I don't give a shit who wins. As long as I can function underneath your rule, I'm good, man. Put whoever is in the office.
Do you vote?
Moment. Yeah.
Canadian?
Yeah.
So, like, wouldn't it matter? Does it matter? It matters to you who comes in.
No. I'll go with the policies, right?
Okay.
But if whoever I vote in does not win, it's not a sweat off my back. I'm not gonna be like, oh,
I gotta move to America.
Yeah.
That's the opposite.
Jump ship.
They'd be like, oh, Trump's winning. We're going to Canada. No, fucker. Don't use Canada. Yeah, stay there.
Stay where you are.
Fair. That's fair. Okay. I just wanted to know that, whatever, because the Kamala thing has been off and on. They're questioning like her heritage and all that type of stuff. Like, I thought that was already questioned from like the time when she was running for vice presidency, and I think it was the Versus.
Yeah.
When Beanie Man and Thing went at it, whatever, she's like, I used to listen to this when I was younger and everything like that. And I was like, yeah, because she's part Jamaican, right? But I'm looking at her like, I thought we already solidified all of this stuff already, but they keep rehashing it.
Yeah.
And even Trump is still trying to run with that, like, oh, we don't know where she's from or like what she represents and everything like that. And it's like,
and I think it's an easy shot, because if you're gonna tell us you used to listen to that when you were younger,
okay,
right? What do you listen to now, right?
The people.
Good one. Coming up to the presidency, right? When you need the black vote, you're gonna be like, oh, remember I told you I used to listen to Beanie Man? And so people were like, yeah, but it seems like anytime you need our vote, that's when you remember that you used to listen to these people.
Well, I look at it stuff as like the same thing what I said and stuff pertains to I think Brittany Griner and stuff when they traded her for the arms dealer.
Right.
I look at it stuff as like Biden did that move for an election. It was election flex because you're getting the black vote.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the LGBT vote,
Correct.
right? And then you're gonna get, I want to say, the women vote.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you solidify, like, I don't want to say solidify, but you kind of secure in as much of the bag as possible.
Yeah.
With like 3 groups and stuff that were certain type of decisions and everything like that. For them picking her, you're gonna understand you might get the Indian vote.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But I guess it depends on who they look at and stuff, because I look at it stuff as like, if I'm somebody and stuff, whatever, like if I'm identifying as somebody who just came from India, or I was born in India and I became a US citizen and everything like that,
Right.
would I find Kamala relatable to me?
Right. Right.
Right? From what I've seen and stuff, whatever, out here in the public and everything like that? Probably not.
Probably not.
Because I look at it stuff as where, all right, she dated, I was going to say Montel Williams.
Yeah.
And everything like that. Did you date like, like some Bollywood actor or something like that? A Bollywood talk show host, maybe?
Yeah.
Somebody who's like a prominent figure over there that's kind of like over like in America and everything? The answer is no.
Right.
Right? And then I think with some women and stuff I heard, like clapping and stuff, like when I was there in America, was that, yo, she's not relatable. But I'm like, you're a Black woman. And they're like, yeah, but she's a Black woman married to a white man with no kids.
Right, right.
And they're like, this lady's always going to be an enigma somewhere in somebody's eyes.
Right.
But I was like, and I don't want to swear for the person and stuff like that, but they kind of came off Democratic.
Right.
Before. And they're like, I don't know about this one. I was like.
Remember we had this conversation, I think it was like, sometime last year during one of the podcasts, when we were talking about the NBA players who marry into like the white family.
Okay.
And they have that they're at the luncheons instead of the cookouts.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we
something I remember, it's jogging my memory because Michael Conley was one of them.
Yeah, and I think
his wife is white.
Right. I think we were talking about the whole point where, a lot of these guys are going to Ivy League schools. In the Ivy League schools, they might be, 10, 15% Black? The rest, Caucasian?
Yeah, go where you love.
Right? And they're surrounded and they're being built up. They're being invested in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for 4 years, that is all they know, right? So now they're reached out into the world. He finds himself a Becky instead of a Shaniqua. He's used to Becky.
That's racist, not your average. You could have said Keisha.
Keisha.
Shaniqua.
He's used to Becky, right?
Yeah.
And that is now his world.
I get most of these are interracial relationships.
Do now we fault him because he may not like rap music? He may not like reggae music. Do we get angry at that fact?
We do not, but the people will, because I look at it stuff as where I think there's certain things they kind of expect by just reading a book by its cover.
Right.
Right? Because like it's kind of like, was it Mark Manson? The sort of art not giving a fuck?
Yeah.
The fact you have a title like that, whatever, you're not going to get orthodox print inside the book.
Right.
Right? So the fact of like, they see you, right? And you don't come off like, hey, my name is Andrew. How are you? They're going to automatically assume you're like whatever the hell before you even open up your mouth and articulate yourself.
Right.
So I think like the prejudging aspect is always going to be there.
Yeah.
1, 2, they're not going to understand. No one cares to understand the same thing you're saying. I'm in an Ivy League school. Might not be too many Black women and stuff in there or whatever, right?
Right.
Or I might not share classes or see them that often. However, what movie is that? Finding Forrester? Like with Anna Paquin?
Yeah.
Like she's just in his grill because they went to school together and then it popped off.
Right.
It wasn't like, I'm going to get me some chocolate.
Yeah.
And I don't think Vice President Harris, I don't think her husband thinks like that.
Let me ask you this. The same basketball player, before he got to the Ivy League school,
okay,
right? He's come from the hood. And he's got friends back in the hood, right? Now he's in this newfound life with this this new surroundings, does he alienate his friends because he can't bring them with him? If he wants to stay in that world?
My go ahead.
And here's why I say this, right? Because I'm not sure of what the South Asian population is in the US.
Okay.
Right? But until they dug up that Nikki Haley was half South Asian,
I know. Still questionable to me.
I had no clue.
Still questionable to me.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, did she like ditch that side of her heritage altogether so she can function in this world? And if so, because she's not playing to that base.
You're right. So to answer your question and stuff, I'm going to say, no, they shouldn't ditch their like original peoples.
Right.
But I look at it stuff as where, what is the individual's goals?
Right.
So I look at it stuff as like, if you're talking hooping wise and everything like that, hopefully your goal would be like, yo, I'm this good. I feel like I can make it to the NBA. And then once I make it to the NBA and I take this money, I can be able to make changes and stuff in my world.
Right.
If that is still part of the vision, I don't see no problem.
Okay.
Now, if their thing and stuff is that they want to ditch the people's in whole totality and everything, to understand it, I don't know how the peoples might have treated them.
Right.
Right? Because I look at it stuff as where I remember, and this is for me, I was 7th grade and under, I was in Miami.
Okay.
Living in Miami. And I was going to elementary schools and the middle school that was kind of, I want to say in the hood, but I want to say in a predominantly Black area.
Okay.
Right? So the population and stuff was majority Black. We come to a point now where my mom and stuff kind of living a little bit better.
Right.
And she moves to the suburbs.
Right.
So my Black ass went with her
to
the suburbs. But I still, all my friends that I kind of grew up with and stuff, whatever. So I would still make my time to kind of go
back
down
and forth,
and
right.
check.
Yeah.
And all the above. Spend a weekend with like a relative so I can still play with my friends and then Vamanos go back and stuff on the Sunday and stuff, right? The energy that some of my friends gave me and stuff, whatever, was more of a situation like, oh shit, you go to school with the white boys. And everything like that, right? But I'm like, yeah, but I'm a kid. I have no say in that. Like, I go where my mama go.
Right, yeah.
Whatever, right?
Yeah.
And
it wasn't by choice.
It wasn't by choice. Because like, I'm here coming in on the weekends and everything like that. And then like, all right, you're going back to your white boy school and stuff, whatever and everything. That right there would make anybody feel a type of way.
Right, yeah.
So why would a person like myself, right? And I'm not just saying this stuff, but if I had an NBA kind of ticket and stuff like that, and I got this kind of energy and stuff, why would I really even go back to go fuck with that energy? Because they looked at me a type of way and stuff, whatever, right? Like I look at it stuff as where, hell, I live here in Canada.
Yeah.
And when I go back, some people call me Monopoly Money Marv because Canadian currency is colorful.
Right, yeah.
It's like a sideline kind of diss, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, boss, this is where I live. I don't control Canadian currency. If I could, I make all the bits green just like America.
Right.
Hell, I make it one currency.
Yeah.
So there's no currency exchange rate and stuff, but I don't have that power. But yet and still, you want to use this as like, I don't want to say fuel ammunition, but you want to use this as why you don't fuck with me like that.
Right.
Yeah. So now back to the NBA player, if they got that kind of energy, Beverly Hills, here I come.
Yeah.
Why would you look back? I've heard 50 Cent say it so many times. Fuck the hood. I worked so hard to get out that bitch. Why the fuck would I go back?
Right.
We got to look at individuals and stuff that kind of feel like this and just ask them why to get an understanding and stuff like that, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And obviously because 50's a rapper and like I want to say that most rappers kind of express like their world and stuff through their art, you have an idea.
Right.
But has anybody really asked some of these NBA players and stuff, whatever, like, you know, why did you go YT?
Yeah.
No one has.
No.
Right? Because you just love what you love. You go where you love.
You go where you love.
Especially as a man. I look at it stuff as where the scrutiny to even come down and stuff to say like, yeah, I came back, I want to help out and stuff, whatever. But like, if you were present and stuff, whatever, they have zero respect for you. They might even try to rob you.
Come on.
Sad. Cold world. Cold world.
It's a cold world.
Shout out to my baddie Kamala. Kamala's bad.
So you think she has? What's your opinion on it? You think she has a chance, or you think she has no chance? It's still
winning. It like she's climbing.
Yeah,
she's climbing to me. Like I want to say popularity and everything because everybody thinking stuff is just anti-Trump.
Yeah.
To begin with, I feel like my personal opinion. I never felt that Biden in the first place was the better person to go against Trump.
Yes, I'll
but
agree
Biden
with that.
won.
I'll agree with that
because everybody said they don't want Trump.
Right.
Right. I think when it came to Trump and Hillary, everybody's like, you know what? Fuck a Hillary because she's been trying too long and blah, 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 and all the above and everything. And they went with Trump.
Right.
Not knocking Trump. Trump did some things and stuff that was well for the country and stuff, whatever, too. But I think a lot of people are like, oh, remember Biden is the one that cut the stimulus checks and everything like that and all the above. I'm like, true. We're not going to doubt that. But I look at it stuff as where most of the people with boots on the ground, they still felt like a lot more things shook and moved when it came to Trump.
Right?
And I think Kamala will just win on a strength that it's not Trump.
Yeah.
Do I think she's better? Personally, no. I don't, because she's a lawyer. Like at heart.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of questions and stuff that they'll bring to her and she'll fandangle her way. You're like, she hit a juke move with like, and like she's just gone out of the question.
Yeah.
They'll ask her some shit, whatever. They're like, and she'll look at, we're looking into that. And then she'll just duck that and they'll leave it alone.
Right.
And I was like, but you didn't answer that.
She didn't answer the question.
You didn't answer.
And I think that's a gripe with a lot of people. Like a lot of people like,
okay, so it's not just me.
No, a lot of people's like, yo, we still don't know what her policy is. Because she hasn't spoke about anything.
All right.
Right? But then my counter is always like I'm like, and just like I said, her policy was Biden's policy. The playbook's not going to change.
Playbook is still the same.
The playbook's still the same.
Well said. Well said. One last thing and stuff there before we move on to the question of the week. Which is better? Vacation pussy or new pussy?
I'm going to say vacation pussy.
Oh!
I'm going to say vacation pussy.
Why? Because your wife is going to hear this? Talk about it.
Because vacation pussy, you can treat like new pussy.
How?
Well, all the shit that you couldn't do here, like maybe because you had some sort of constraints, maybe you might have had a roommate, maybe she might have had a roommate, maybe, it wasn't like, a getaway type of deal where you guys were constantly alone and you could act a fool. When you're on vacation, it's like, you just live by that mantra. What happens in Miami, what happens in Mexico, what happens, it stays there. So you can act a fool, you can tear the hotel apart. You can act like the relationship's brand new, go to different restaurants. I think everything is just exciting because it's in a different place. So everything is new to you.
Okay. I see both sides on this, whatever, right?
Right.
My question to you and stuff is that if you're in a seasoned relationship and stuff, whatever, in today's time, I'm gonna say 5+ years. In the beginning of the relationship, you guys are probably going at like rabbits.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you guys probably got into like a groove where you guys are living together and like certain things kind of slow in. Reality comes in, whatever, right? Like the novelty of like, I gotta get it because it's not home with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the box is not there.
Yeah.
I wake up to it and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
But now once you start waking up to it and everything like that, it's now there.
Right.
In this seasoned relationship, don't you think you've got like all the techniques you could possibly get or certain outfits you could have possibly got? Yes, showing out time will come in on the vacation because it's kind of like, oh shit, I'm out with my man.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a new outfit.
Yeah.
To rock his world in the telly and stuff. And she might be trying to pee/squirt on like TVs
Right.
and everything and stuff like
Right,
that. Cause
yeah.
she's like, I ain't clean up. It ain't my TV or some shit like that, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
You're telling me that the same, let's say the same head you used to get at the house is
Yeah.
going to be different when you go on vacation?
Yeah.
How?
Your perspective is going to be different. I think just the atmosphere, just the change. I think just the change in atmosphere
Yeah.
does a lot. For me personally, that
Mhm.
like, and
yeah, atmosphere means something.
I think like it does a lot, and I think you automatically feel different and you act different. It's like when in Rome, you do like the Romans, right?
Mhm.
So I think you like that your energy is matching is matching where you're at. Whereas you're here, it's everyday. It's an everyday situation, right?
Right.
It's just like you always say, like you going on vacation, you having Superman sex, because it's just like you're saying, you don't give a fuck who's got to clean the room after. It's not you, right? So you're gonna show your ass off. You're gonna do whatever you need to do.
So you're putting cheeks on the window and you're fucking by the window and everything because at the house you're like, hey, we saw you again last night, compared to people might not ever see you again, and you're like, I might never see that guy's butt cheeks against the window again, ever, right? My thing is stuff about like my clap back to like new pussy,
Right.
or new box and stuff, whatever, is that in the beginning with people going at it,
Yeah.
I want to say most people might not go on it.
Right.
Like I feel like, let's say if you're a dude and stuff, whatever, that eat pussy,
Right.
If you're a dude that eat pussy and stuff like that, whatever, and this is the first time you're knocking down a chick or you're having sex with a chick,
Right.
would you really eat the pussy?
No.
Because you don't know it.
No.
And it's brand new.
No.
But I look at it stuff as like, if this is vacation pussy, this has been yours like for the longest.
Right.
You're probably gonna chow down.
Right.
I feel like the woman and stuff, whatever, too. And I'm not swearing for every woman and stuff, not speaking, ladies, I'm not generalizing and stuff, but I feel like most women and stuff, they kind of hold back. Like, say if like they're to get white nasty
Yeah.
with their man, like when they're ready,
Right.
they won't get white nasty from the beginning.
They won't get white nasty from the beginning. No.
Because I feel like they're looking at it like, yo, I don't want to pull out all my tricks out the bag and then he might judge me.
Right.
Or he might think da-da-da or something like that with her. So I feel like new pussy has its drawbacks and vacation pussy has its drawbacks, stuff, whatever. But I heard a lot of pleading arguments and stuff, whatever, throughout the week, this past week. And a lot of veterans in relationships have been saying new pussy.
Mm.
And one person said, this is not my words, but it's hilarious. I can't tell you who said it, but it was hilarious. The man said, he's like, you never been there before. So it's just like if you go somewhere on vacation, you never been there before. It's new.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
So if you never slept with that woman, it's new. It's great. You can't disregard it.
And just going back to what you're saying with the, you may not show. I think if I'm hitting new pussy, I'm showing out.
Are you showing out?
I'm showing out. I may not give you you might not get the 100, but you're getting 99.
Whoa.
You're getting 99.
So what are you holding back?
No, well, I'm saying there's certain things that I won't do.
I want to know what you're not holding back.
Well, like going back to what you're saying, like chowing down. Like,
okay.
I don't know where her front has been, right?
True Jamaican.
But if I got a condom on,
yeah,
I'm smashing that kitty from here to next week. All type of multiple styles, all type of moves, because A, I don't know if this is ever gonna happen again, right?
Right.
B,
that's a valid point.
B, she's not about to go out there and scandal me and say, I gave him some, and he came with some weak shit.
TLC, girls are talking.
You know this, Marv.
Yes.
You know this.
I do. Oh, I have one woman in mind and stuff, whatever, from the past. And I looked at it as where I didn't want, I held back.
You held back?
I held back because on the strength of like, in my head, I was like, you know what? For the first rendezvous, there's going to be jitters. Because I'm not going to lie, I was nervous myself.
Right.
Because I was looking at stuff, I was like, oh, you're going to give me the box? I was like, all right, cool. So because I already knew set women and stuff, and I was like, maybe I might get it again and stuff, whatever. So I'm looking like, this is level 1.
Right.
Level 1 with techniques and stuff, whatever, right? So next event would be level 2.
Level 2.
And everything. There was no level 2. And there was no level 2 and stuff like that, whatever, right? And then I think when I went to go chase...
There was no level 2 because you didn't show up for level 1.
That's what I deep down inside, that's what I feel like. That's what it is and stuff.
Yeah.
But with her... I feel it felt like a cop out to me and stuff, but it could be true. But like the cop out and stuff is that she's like, yeah, the reason why and stuff. I don't think we should do this because we know each other and blah 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 and everything like that.
Yeah. You didn't enjoy level 1.
Yo,
you didn't enjoy level 1.
I went home, took a shower. I let the water just hit my head. I was like, why did I do this? I was like, I was gonna go in to break backs and everything, and then I was like, no, hit it with a few little techniques and stuff, whatever, to prep it to let you know, like, hey, going next time.
This is what you.
I'm going in.
Listen. You.
And there was no next time, and I was like, she probably told her friends, who are also my friends. Girls are talking. Good song by shout out to TLC, man. All right, man. Let's get to the question of the week.
Question of the week.
Question of the week. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Question of the week said, if you got an envelope with your death date and time, and you can only open it when you're presented with it at that moment, would you open it or would you not?
I can only open it when I'm presented to at that moment.
Yeah. So if I have the envelope and stuff, and be like, yo, in here, disclose from God when you're gonna die and the time you're gonna die.
Right. And you give it to me, I can either open it right away,
or if you don't open it now, you can't open it. You can't take it with you.
If I can't open it now,
you can't take it with you. It's now or never. Would you want to know?
Nah, I don't think I would want to know.
I wouldn't want to know either.
Nah, I wouldn't open it.
I wouldn't want to know. I've seen a lot of things and stuff where people would like to know like how they go. Yeah. Like I look at it stuff as that's part of the allure of life.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
Like I look at it stuff as where the 5-year-old me.
Right.
The 5-year-old me had a different vision of life.
Okay.
Right? I think a lot of superficial shit, like, I'm going to be rich.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Ninja Turtles all around my house and everything like that, whatever, right? So that vision of me dying would probably be something way different compared to like the 15-year-old me.
Right.
And the 25-year-old me who's now experiencing things and stuff as an adult and everything like that. I think I was graduated from school and all that type of stuff, whatever, because I don't think I even had life insurance even set up and stuff even then.
Okay.
Right? So the concept of death was kind of like far from my brain and stuff, whatever. Now, where I am and stuff now, I look at it stuff as where I want to make sure certain things are just set up where I want to say my death is not a burden and I can only do this when I'm alive and well.
Right.
And then once I know I do that, whatever, I enjoy the fuck up out of life as much as I can. Because let's say I might meet a Cambodian stripper, and then she takes me off to like to Cambodia, and I'm living like a czar there because I don't know if you've seen in Thailand for $250,000 and stuff. You get like some MTV Cribs mansion. Bro, I'll show you the video. You saw it?
I've seen some spots
with a lady walking through showing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I was like, yeah, if you can't survive here, move elsewhere.
Bro, the one I seen was a black dude. He was like, yo, I've been here like 4 months. He's like. He showed the one spot and he's like, I can't remember, it was under 1,000. It was under 1,000 where he was paying for what, and this shit was like the Taj Mahal.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like my circumstances and stuff, my life might lead me to somewhere like, why would I struggle with like, I want to say my retirement fund to kind of, when the cost of living is constantly going to go up over here to make ends meet, when I can probably just go off with, into like Cambodia or somewhere like that, or even Thailand.
Right.
And say, you know what? This is how I'm going to live. And then I probably might die by, I don't know, poison food or like an ant or a cobra or something like that. When over here, the likelihood of that and stuff might be like slimmer to none.
Right.
Right. I don't really care for how I'm going to die. I just know that on one day I will die.
Yeah. You're more concerned with how you're gonna live.
Bingo. Well said.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to the Ask the Sons.
Let's get to the Ask the Sons.
First Ask the Sons comes from Pepper Potts for Real.
Okay.
Do you believe posting couple stuff on social media is beneficial or detrimental to relationships?
I think it's beneficial.
Beneficial?
Yeah.
Talk about it.
I say it reaffirms that connection that you have with your partner. And, you know, it lets those who may have probably like may want to stray into your path.
Like, this is mine.
Yeah.
Don't touch.
You know what I mean? It keeps them at bay, and then you don't have to go through that whole take or this, that, and the third. Like, I remember one time I was out, it was Benzel. Shout out to Benzel. It was Benzel, he had a birthday barbecue. And I was there and I was filming. I had my camera out and I had my drone out and stuff like that. And I'm there while I'm filming. I did not notice this lady there, and the lady was checking me out, right?
We call that a coworker, sir.
So anyway, the lady must have been getting to the point where she coming close. I guess I don't know. The song was going, like she was dancing. It's like she was trying to like look like she was gonna dance up onto me, and I hear another lady in the background yell, "Don't do it, girl. He got a ring on his finger. He's married." And she didn't see the ring, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And then she stepped back, and I was like,
"Good for her."
Right? She stepped back, and I was like, "Well, it just saved me not having to say,
I have somebody.
Right? You know what I mean?" So I think a lot of times that, you know, it's a way to show that yes, you're in a relationship, you're in a serious relationship, because you're letting people know, like, this is my other. I'm not looking anybody else. This is it. I'm showing you, right? So I think it's beneficial in that way. It works. You know, and you're always gonna have haters, you know, regardless if you post your woman or not. And I think that's where, you know, some people might experience the downfall. But I think it's more beneficial than not.
I think the detrimental thing is, like, I see both sides.
Yeah.
Right? This is a good damn question. For me, I feel like it's where do you aim?
Right.
And I say that because I don't know what your direction is. Some people, the direction and stuff, it might be the allure to sell that, like, you know, they're dolo.
Yeah.
They're single like a dollar.
Right.
Right? Because I look at stuff like there's tons of women and stuff that I've seen like go on dinner dates and stuff, and they're not posting the guy that they're having dinner with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I look at stuff as like, just show like the guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Because I look at stuff as like, if I know that there's a guy there, I'm not gonna interact. Right. I don't like to share vagina.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just me. So I look at stuff as like, I'm not gonna interact. But if I don't see any guy there and stuff, whatever, well, I'm not really a guy on social media to type of shoot shots like that, whatever.
Yeah.
But I look at stuff as where if it's a face-to-face kind of thing, and I know that there's like, if I go to a woman's, like, say I go to a friend's spot and they have a friend there and stuff, whatever, and then like there's a whole bunch of photos of the friend like in here with just a friend, and I see no guys and stuff or no ring.
Yeah.
And I might be digging her. I might say a few 1-2 things.
Right, right.
Because I don't see any imagery of anybody there.
Right, right.
Right? If I do see something there, I'll leave it alone. But then there's guys and stuff, and there's women that just don't give a fuck.
That just don't care at all.
Whatever, right? Like, I realize and stuff that a good portion of the music like that I've listened to in the past is all dirty macking.
Yeah.
right? Because somebody has somebody, but it's the artist, like LL, Hey Love.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, last week I saw you at the mall staring at the payphone about to make a call. I had a vision, it was me on the other end telling you to come by, and then you walked in. She has a whole man, Doc. Leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
No, he's still pursuing. Hey lover, hey lover.
But going back to what you're saying with that, you know, the woman at the restaurant not posting, you know, it could actually be for that same very reason where she's not sure that that man is solely her man and she doesn't want to post. And next thing you know, she's got these women in her DMs talking about leave my man alone.
And then it's detrimental to her relationship with that guy.
Right.
Dun, 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 dun. These are the days of the Suns. A new soap opera. I stand more on the beneficial side, though. I want to say I lean more to the beneficial side.
Yeah.
Because I look at stuff as where stake your claim.
Yeah.
Because let's say if it is your woman, I prefer to know that this is your woman and I'll leave her alone. I'm not that kind of guy.
Right.
Whatever, right? But if I don't know this is your woman and stuff, whatever, right? And then you see me shooting a shot, don't come at me and stuff trying to like cuss me out or like be like trying to get angry because I'm looking like, bro, there's no proof in this woman's world that you existed.
Right, yeah.
So I'm like, this is a situation between you two gotta discuss whatever, right?
Yeah.
I've had a friend. We were all out one night. This is when I was married. And we went to you know, the ballroom, the bowling alley downtown in the club district.
Yeah.
We were there. So downstairs, the bowling alley, upstairs is like the restaurant, live band area and shit, whatever, right? A friend of a friend, a friend of mine brought one of his other friends and stuff like that, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Guy was tall, dark, and handsome and stuff, whatever. Dope thing too, his name was Marvin. Now, he brings Marv. And when he brings Marv and everything and stuff like that, I had my wife at the time. So I had my ring on. She had her ring on and everything like that. Other people were coupled up and everything. You can see that certain people, they're just not about that life.
Right, yeah.
He sees no ring on a woman that he finds attractive. He don't know nobody.
Yeah.
Steph Curry for 3.
Of course.
And then they're like, whoa. She's with him or vice versa and everything like that. He's like, oh, my bad. How long you guys been together? I didn't know and stuff. And like, he heard like some donkey years and stuff, whatever. He's like, you guys been together over 5 years. You guys not married? I'm like, this guy came to fuck up their relationship. He came to fuck up the relationship.
Sow those seeds of doubt. Sow those seeds of doubt.
But I'm like, it would be beneficial if people know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I look at it, I was like, yo, let's go looking like a unit. We're the same colors. Like we together.
It's funny that you mentioned that, man. I remember one day, this is like early in my wife's relation, me and my wife's relationship. We were just, we were just talking, just started talking and so forth like that. We were boyfriend and girlfriend at the time, but it wasn't like to the point where, 100% sure that this is it, right? And one day, she was on the subway, right? And one of my friends ran into her on the subway and didn't know who she was and shot their shot.
Steph Curry for 3.
Right? And of course, she shot it down. I have a boyfriend, this, that, and the third. And then coming back on the block now. So now we're back on the block now. And then one day, I brought her to the block. And dude looked at me and goes, yo, you got a good woman. And I go, yeah? He goes, yeah, because
I saw her
and I shot my shot and she shot it down. I didn't even know it was you.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean? Now that I know that's you, I mean, even at the time when she told me, I stepped back. But now that I know that it's you, I'm glad that she, she shut it down.
Yeah. That's why I feel like it's beneficial. But I can see the detriment to a lot of people's other side and stuff, whatever,
That's
right?
it, man. Oh, honey took me out to dinner. Yo, that's my man.
Wow, he told me he had to work tonight. He had late night work shit and stuff. He'll be home around 11 and stuff, not knowing she out here trying to fuck my man. Next question comes from Bubbly Tea. Why do guys lie for sex? Why do men lie for sex? Why? Well, okay. Why did you find the need to lie for sex? Have you ever lied for sex before?
I think it's more of the situation again where you feel like you may never get this opportunity again.
So you're gonna pull out the stops.
So you're
okay.
So you're gonna put out all the stops just to make sure that it happens.
I think for me, I lied for sex and stuff, whatever. I think not because it might never happen. I think I lied for sex for it to continue to happen.
Okay.
Because it was a situation stuff for myself. It was kind of like I wasn't locked in with said woman.
Right.
So I was just dating. And there's another one that I've never got a chance to sleep with.
Right.
So the one that I've already slept with, it's already considered going to the vacation box.
That's the check vacation box.
Yeah, because you got to show out now, whatever.
Right.
Ain't no pussy like new pussy. That's what Uchi Wally says, right?
Yeah.
So I look at it and stuff. It's like I've never been in these, wet waters.
Right.
WAP.
Right.
I've never been in a WAP over here.
Yeah.
Before and everything like that. So I continued to date the new woman until I got.
Okay.
And then when it came to the old woman,
right,
I kind of come up with excuses and stuff, whatever, to like, no, I'm still here. I'm still present.
Yeah.
I just got work shit to do. It's kind of late.
Yeah.
So I was the guy in the restaurant.
You were the guy in the restaurant.
Oh, he's home studying.
Take that camera off of me. Take that camera off of me.
Right? But yeah, it was more of a situation, stuff like that. I think, I understand, like, picking up a new woman and everything like that, whatever. I think I was always in the point where, like, either you love me or leave me alone. I think I was probably full of myself at one time.
Okay.
But I was like, either you like me for me or you don't.
Or you don't.
Because it's so hard for me to be somebody else.
Yeah.
Right? And much to keep up with the lie.
Right.
So I was like, this is what I do. I might, like, let's say, if I meet somebody and stuff now, I might probably let off this much, like, let's say 20% information.
Yeah.
About myself, but the longer we interact, you might get more and more stuff about it.
Right.
So it's kind of like, I'm not lying to you. I'm just not telling you too much because I don't know where we stand.
Yeah.
Fair. Final question comes from Fuzzy_Candy. What's your go-to life hack that is so simple yet game-changing?
I think I mentioned this before, but preparing the night before.
Preparing the night before?
Yeah.
Stretching for me.
Stretching?
I realize and stuff that, like, stretching goes so far.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I took a hiatus and stuff whatever on, like, not stretching for maybe like a day or two.
Right.
Boss. I felt it.
You felt it.
I felt it in my body and stuff, whatever. I think because as the older we're getting, it's kind of like, I don't want to say sediment lifestyle, but your body's used to your routine.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So it's not like as limber as it was and stuff, whatever. So it's kind of like, okay, we're using these muscles for this, with feet for this amount of steps, and anything else and stuff, whatever. When I start stretching, like in the morning before I hop in the shower, I think stretching, I don't know if it might be plus or bonus or anything, but stretching, like me while I'm like, ready to drink my tea and get my day started and stuff like that. When I go in the shower, I just feel so damn relaxed.
Yeah.
Compared to like jumping up, alarm clock, I'll drink my tea afterwards and stuff, whatever, then just go in the shower. Like, I had a moment like that maybe a few weeks ago, and my neck, I feel like I almost tweaked my neck, whatever, but I had a little knot in my neck for a good portion of the morning. Yeah. Until like my body's like, all right, I think we're warmed up.
See, I think that's what happened to me when I pulled the back muscle when I came back from vacay. Because before leaving on vacation, a month prior, I was exercising every day in the morning.
Okay.
Right? Like every single day in the morning, I would exercise. And of course, on vacation, those 11 days, I didn't do shit.
Chill.
Right? I just chilled.
Chill.
So coming back now, the first strenuous thing I did, my back just went,
Yeah, that's my life hack and stuff. Whatever I look at it as where even I set my alarm clock earlier just to have the moments of I'm not jumping straight out of the bed.
Right.
Whatever. It's like hit the ground running. I'm not a morning person and stuff like that, but I know I need time to kind of warm up into the morning. So, and that's just what it is. Like even when I'm waiting for the kettle to boil, if I'm not like using the washroom or I'm probably just standing there and stuff whatever, I'm just doing little neck stretches, little shoulder rotates. You know,
because it's good for the blood flow, right?
Yeah. Because I'm trying to get awake, whatever, right? And then I want to say, and then the light too.
Mm-hmm.
The optimization, they call it something, optimization and stuff, whatever, like something. I'm trying to remember the terminology for it, but it's kind of like you want to give, like when you wake up, you want to give your eyes light.
Okay.
So it's now signaling you to your body and stuff, whatever, that this is now about to be go time.
Right.
Don't throw shades on and stuff. You know me, I'm Vampire in Brooklyn.
Right.
But I look at it stuff as where I'm going to take in that. I want to say when I'm ready. If I'm getting ready to drive out, go to work and stuff first thing that morning.
Yeah.
I'll let the sunlight kind of slap me in my eyes and squint for a little bit like I'm Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
For probably like maybe like 5-10 minutes of the ride. And then
you'll throw
my shades on.
Okay.
Yes. We are here.
We're here. Another successful pod.
Yes. So say the Suns this week. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So say the Suns this week says, the best gift you can give someone is yourself. Be present.
So say the Suns.
Talk about that.
Yeah, I think, we're all hung up about what can we do for this person, what we can do, or we always think that we can't do enough. I don't think we need to do anything more than to be present. And I think for the person who you're being present for, it goes a long way.
Of course.
You know what I mean? It's something where it costs nothing. It costs nothing to spend some time.
So what I've noticed and stuff whatever recently throughout the course of the years, the older I'm getting and stuff, and you said it at your birthday and stuff whatever too. I heard a lot of people saying that like whenever it comes to like their birthday or their function, it's like everybody's here who's supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Right? My love language is quality time.
Yeah.
So all I know how to do really is just to be present.
Yeah.
Right? Now, some people like, they're like acts of service or like, words of encouragement, be like, I'm not going to be there, but live well and prosper.
Right.
And their words of affirmation think it might subside and stuff for them to some people. So people are like, yeah, I get it, but they might just want you to just show up.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And I've noticed and stuff that, especially with dealing with certain women and stuff that I've dated and stuff too.
Yeah.
My brain is kind of like just to try to shoot out a solution. Like if they come to me with a problem, like I know one woman I was dating, so one time she had a problem with stuff like a coworker at work, and she's like, "Oh, let me tell you about this bitch," and blah 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 blah. And I just kind of kick up with a solution.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Did it ever occur to you I don't want your answer or I don't want a solution?"
Yeah.
So I'm like, "So you want me just to sit here and just for you to vent?"
Yeah.
And then she's like, "In so many words, but I don't have to tell you that I'm gonna vent." Right? So I'm like, you just want me to be present.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. You don't want me to say shit. You just want me to be present.
Shit. Women will teach you some things. I found that out early. Because I had this one girl, and I was being present for the wrong reasons.
What does that mean?
I was being present because I wanted to be with this girl, right? Even though she didn't even look at me that way. I was like, I was the friend zone, right? But then every time we have the conversations, I noticed that after we would finish having a conversation, she'd feel better, right? And some of the stuff that she would not be. And I'm not saying I'm trying to solve her problems, but just through regular conversations, some of her questions may be answered. Some of her problems may have got solved, and she just come off the phone just feeling better about herself. And I'm like, no, you know what? Sometimes people just need people to just to hear them out. So I get it 100%. And I'm like, I don't have to give you the world. If I give you my time and you're good with me giving you my time, that more the better.
Well said. So said the sons, man.
So says the
The
sons.
best gift you can give someone is yourself. Be present.
Be present.
We are here. We are here at the end.
We are, y'all.
Thank you, everybody, for rocking with us for this episode. Like, comment, subscribe.
All of that.
All of the above. Don't forget, every Tuesday, fresh off the press, new episode for you. We'll see you again next week. Once again, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. Remember, the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits.
Peace and love, y'all.
The Podical Sons with not your average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.